Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Ifalina and I am the leader of this group. Today my team and I would like to present our analysis on LRT passenger satisfaction. This project was carried out for EIA2017 Statistic 2 OCC2 and we are from group B2B. For this analysis, our group was assigned dataset 2 which was provided by Dr. Ilya Raja and we used this data to study LRT passenger satisfaction. This case study aims to assist the LRT service provider in identifying the factors that influence passenger satisfaction. For our analysis, we use dataset 2, which consists of 90 respondents. Out of these, 60 are female respondents and 30 are male respondents. In our study, we examined several key aspects that may affect satisfaction level, including facility quality, safety, service, and overall satisfaction. Each of us will now present findings based on the question given. Let's start with the question 1.
For question 1A, we were asked to construct a normal probability plot to check if the age data of LRT passenger is normally distributed. First, we sort age data in ascending order. Then each of data point, we calculate its corresponding percentile using the formula I minus 0.5 divided by n, which is 19. This percentile value were then converted to z-score using Excel formula. Finally, we plot the actual data against the z-score. From the plot, we observe that the most points follow a straight line pattern, suggesting that the age data is approximately normally distributed. For question 1b, an independent sample t-test was conducted to examine whether there is a significant difference in the mean age between male and female respondents. In this analysis, the sample consists of 30 male and 60 female participants. The mean age for male respondent was approximately 25.87 years, while the mean for a female respondent was 28.22 years. Using a two-tailed test with a significant level of 0.05 and 88 degree of freedom, the resulting p-value was 0.1665. Since the p-value is greater than 0.05, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, which states that there is no difference in the population means. This result indicates that there is no significant difference in the average age of between male and female respondents in this sample. Therefore, we can conclude that gender does not have a significant impact on the age distribution of LRT passengers.
Hello everyone. So today I would like to present the result from the question number 1C and number 1D. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Sudais Alafis. You can call me Sudais. And for the part C, the probability that the sample's mean age of LRT passengers is greater than 26 years is 87.08%. This means there is a very high chance that the average age of randomly selected passengers is more than 26 years old. Although 66 is slightly below the population mean of 26.9 years, the probability shows that the samples still reflect an older age group. So we can say that most people in this sample are likely older than 26 years old. So now for the part D, the probability that the sample's mean falls between 23 and 25 years is only 0.87%. This is very small change, and the meaning it's very unlikely for a random samples to have such a low average age. It tells us that this outcome is rare and does not represent the overall LRT passengers populations. Since the true population's mean is higher, we would not expect the sample's mean to fall in that low range. So that's all.
Hi everyone, I am Saida and I worked on question 2 for this assignment. First, I constructed a 90% confidence interval to compare satisfaction between two facility items, seating capacity and disabled friendly features. I calculated the proportions of satisfied passengers and found that the confidence interval included 0. So, there is no significant difference in how passengers rated those two facilities. Next, I tested if female passengers are more satisfied than male passengers. Using an independent t-test, I calculated the mean and standard deviation of satisfaction scores for both genders and found that the results showed no significant difference. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Askar Veja and now I would like to explain you about the hypothesis testing with related samples. We got mean difference at 0.2 and standard deviation at 1.1, RT is at 1.29 and RP is 0.20. Since the P, as you can see, RP is 0.20 is bigger than 0.05. That means we got null hypothesis or we fail to reject the H0. So there is no statistically significant difference between FQ1 and FQ2 ratings. And now we're moving on to analysis of variance or ANOVA. We got our F statistic at 2.0 and our critical value for 3.15. And since our F statistics is smaller than critical value, we fail to reject the H0. So the conclusion is there is no significant difference in satisfaction across employment groups. Basically, all groups have the same average satisfaction. Thank you.
For question 4a, I conducted a chi-square test of independence to examine the relationship between gender as the independent variable and perception of safety and security PS3 as dependent variable. Since PS3 was originally on a 1 to 5 scale, I categorized it into 3 groups, which is dissatisfied 1 until 2, neutral 3, satisfied 4 until 5 to fit the chi-square requirements. After running the test, I obtained a chi-square statistic of 3.82 while the critical value at 0.05 significance level with 2 degrees of freedom was 5.991. Since 3.82 is less than 5.991, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, meaning there is no significant association between gender and perception of safety and security among the respondents. Next question, 4b. I apply the Mann-Whitney-U test to examine if there is a difference in timeliness perception PS2 between male and female respondents. First, I combine and rank all the data from lowest to highest, then calculate the average rank. I separate the data back into male and female groups and computed the U statistic for each. Since the U value for female was lower, I used that value to calculate the Z score, which was negative 0.01. Comparing this to the critical values of plus minus 1.96, the Z score falls within the acceptance region, so we fail to reject the null hypothesis, indicating no significant difference in timeliness rating between genders.
Hello everyone, I'm Nabil. I'll be doing the 4C question. So for this part of analysis, we use the Krasker-Wallis test to examine whether satisfaction level differ across the 3 level frequency groups. Since we did not meet the assumption for parametric testing, the Krasker-Wallis test was an appropriate non-parametric alternative that we have. Okay, so the degree of freedom were 2 and the significant level set at 0.05. The test produced alpha p-value at 0.069, which is the higher than our alpha value. Because of that, the result is not statistically significant. Okay, so this means that we failed to reject the null hypothesis. In other words, we did not have sufficient evidence to conclude that the travel frequency affects satisfaction level. Although some difference may appear visually in the data, statistically, they are not strong enough to be considered meaningful at the 5% level. So therefore, based on the test, satisfaction does not significantly differ between the group. Thank you. All right, now we are going to wrap up all the presentation after we've done all the technical analysis part. All right, so to conclude, our study aimed to explore the key factor influencing passenger satisfaction with LRT services. We analyzed survey data, use various statistic method, and the result reveals several important insights. Okay, firstly, the mean age of passengers show the significant difference between gender, and confident interval confirm that response were generally consistent around average age of 26.9 years old. However, gender did not play a significant role in satisfaction level. Female passenger reported higher satisfaction when male, suggesting that service perception may differ between groups. Next, for the next, we can come out with we used the classical Wallis test and found a significant difference in satisfaction level based on travel frequency. This indicate that the passenger who use the LRT more often to attend evaluate their experience differently, likely due to repeated exposure to the services. We now jump into the last part of the conclusion. Last but not least, the chi-square test show the satisfaction is associated with factors like education level, whether or not passenger own a private vehicle. Overall, this finding proof that satisfaction is not driven by a single factor, but by a combination of demographic and usage pattern. Okay, so by understanding this role, LRT providers can design better services to the needs of diverse passenger group ahead. So I think that's all from us for our group. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.